All right, so the men's draw for the Australian Open is out for 2025, and it's looking pretty interesting. There is one section in particular that we're going to go into that is a very scary section of the draw if you're a fan of two of the favorites of the tournament. But let's go look at who's not playing. So there's only 2 players that are missing this tournament at the moment. That could change obviously in the next couple of hours or days because there are a lot of players that are injured. But Ovna, he won't be here. And Ruusuvuori also pulling out of the tournament. He will not be at this event. But let's get to the top of the draw and see who is playing. Okay, top of the draw. We've got 32 seeds in this one. No one gets a bye because it's a Grand Slam. Jannik Sinner, number 1 seed, defending champion. He will take on Jarry in the first round. That is a little awkward. Winner of that match will take on either Schoolkate or Daniil in the second round. Then you've got Giron taking on Halfman. Winner of that will take on either Echeverry or number 32 seed Kaboli in the second round. Then you've got Hurkacz, number 18 seed, taking on Griekspoor. Winner of that match will take on either Kecmanovic or Lajovic in the second round. Then you've got Berrettini taking on Norrie. Winner of that match will take on either Shang or the number 13 seed Runa in the second round. Of course, you got to watch out for Jannik Sinner, defending champion and world number 1. Got to watch out for Runa as well. If he does get inspired, it could be very, very interesting to see him do well. Got to watch out for Hurkacz as well. Can be very dangerous on the fast courts. Berrettini made a semi-final here a couple of years ago. Got to watch out for him as well. A little awkward for Sinner, but luckily for him, most of the players that will play each other before they play him. Okay, next section of the draw, you've got the number 11 seed Tsitsipas taking on Mickelson. That feels like it could be a really big match. Winner of that match will take on either McCabe or qualifier Landalucci in the second round. Then you've got Diallo taking on Nardi. Winner of that will take on either Manarino or the number 19 seed Hashanov in the second round. Then you've got the number 31 seed Cerundolo taking on Bublik. Winner of that will take on either Diaz Acosta or Bergs in the second round. Then you've got the qualifier Boyer taking on Correa. Winner of that will take on either Van der Zandschulp or the number 8 seed Demonor in the second round. This section's interesting. It feels a little open. I mean, Demon's got a great opportunity. You got to watch out for Demonor. You got to watch out for Tsitsipas, and you'd watch out for Hashanov as well. But I don't know. I feel like this section's a little bit friendlier than the top quarter or the top section of the draw. All right, next part of the draw, we've got the number 4 seed Fritz taking on Brooksby. Winner of that match will take on either Chorich or Garin in the second round. Then you've got Comesaña taking on Altmaier. Winner of that will take on either Monfils or the number 30 seed Pechi Pirikar. Now that is a fire first round matchup. Then you got the number 21 seed Shelton taking on Nakashima. Winner of that match will take on either Carreño Busta or Matrazak in the second round. Then you got Batista Agut taking on Shapovalov. Winner of that will take on either Rinaldi or the number 16 seed Musetti in the second round. This is another interesting section of the draw because there are a lot of names that have been okay lately. Got to watch out for Fritz in this section. You got to watch out for Musetti as well. I got to watch out for Pirikar. He has been the man of the moment over the last probably 3 months. Everybody's talking about GMP. Obviously Shelton as well has been very good at slams, especially at this slam in the past. Next part of the draw now, you've got the number 9 seed Rublev taking on the qualifier Fonseca, the wonder kid from Brazil. What a crazy first match that's going to be. And it doesn't get much easier for Rublev because the winner of that match will take on either Sonigo or Wawrinka in the second round. So crazy draw to start with for Rublev at this Australian Open. Then you got Sabo Vilch taking on Marajam. Winner of that will take on either Rindanish or the number 17 seed Tiafo in the second round. Then you got the number 25 seed Poprin taking on Mute. Winner of that match will take on either Hichikata or Kruger in the second round. Then you got Ugo Carabelli taking on Tien. Winner of that will take on either the wildcard Samridge or number 5 seed Medvedev in the second round. But very interesting section. You got to watch out for Rublev. And you got to watch out for Medvedev, obviously, in this part of the draw. You also got to watch out for Poprin. We know how good he was at the US Open. Got to watch out for Tiafo as well. He can catch fire. And, of course, you got to watch out for Fonseca in this section of the draw as well. He could upset Rublev in that first round. It's an absolute nightmare for everybody to play this wonder kid who everybody's talking about. And then this section, of course, taking on the Sinner section in the semi-final. So it could be Sinner taking on Fritz with the big names. Maybe Sinner versus Medvedev, a rematch of last year's final in the semi-finals this year. Maybe Sinner taking on Rublev. If you want to go with, get Rublev into a semi-final for the first time. Maybe you don't think it's going to be Sinner. Maybe you think it's going to be Fritz getting to the semis and taking on Demonor. Maybe Fritz versus Tsitsipas. If you want to go with someone maybe a little bit different, maybe you go with Fritz taking on Runa. Or Hurkacz versus Fritz could be something. Maybe Medvedev versus Hurkacz in the semi-final. Medvedev taking on Tsitsipas in the semi-finals. Who knows? Maybe Medvedev could do some damage and also Tsitsipas could surprise. But that's going to be really interesting to see how this whole top half draw plays out. Next section of the draw, we've got the number 7 seed Djokovic, which is already weird enough to think. He takes on the wild card, Baseva Reddy. Winner of that match will take on either Faria or Kotov in the second round. Then you've got Onklin taking on Opelka. Winner of that will take on either Nagel or the number 26 seed Mahach in the second round. Two players in that section that have beaten Djokovic in the last 12 months. One of them beaten him 2 weeks ago. Then you've got the number 24 seed Lehechka taking on two. Winner of that will take on either Gaston or Jezika in the second round. Then you've got Goffin taking on Bonzi. Winner of that will take on either Fognini or the number 10 seed Dimitrov in the second round. A bit of a battle of the veterans in that one. Very interesting draw. A lot of dangerous names for Djokovic in this section, but of course, you've got to watch out for Djokovic. You've got to watch out for Dimitrov. Got to watch out for Lehechka, very dangerous player, and also Mahach. He's shown that already this year, how dangerous he can be, but you've got to watch out for Opelka. He could be dangerous with that serve. We saw what he did against Djokovic. It could be dangerous, and we could get a rematch, possibly in a third round, if Opelka is healthy. Next section of the draw, we've got the number 15 seed Draper taking on Navone in the first round. Winner of that will take on either Kokkinakis or Safiullin in the second round. Then we've got Drumher taking on Vukic. Winner of that match will take on either Klein or the number 22 seed Korda in the second round. Then you got the number 27 seed Thompson taking on Kepfer. Winner of that will take on either Muller or Borges in the second round. Then you got Nishioka taking on Douglas. Winner of that match will take on either Shevchenko or the number 3 seed Alcaraz in the second round. Alcaraz's draw is rough. You got to watch out for Carlos, though. Got to watch out for Draper. Haven't seen him yet this year, but definitely going to be dangerous against Carlos potentially in the fourth round. Got to watch out for Korda. Played well here before. Also has played well against Alcaraz. And I'd also watch out for Muller. He just won a tournament in Hong Kong when nobody else was watching. So he's dangerous. Bottom part of the draw now, we've got the number 6 seed Ruud taking on Minaur. Winner of that match will take on either Basilashvili or Menchik in the second round. Then you've got Shang taking on Fokina. Winner of that match will take on either Struff or the number 29 seed Auger-Aliassime in the second round. Then you got the number 23 seed Tabilo taking on Bayano. Winner of that will take on either Duckworth or Stricker in the second round. Then you got Kei Nishikori coming back for the first time. He'll take on Montero, the qualifier in the first round. Winner of that will take on either O'Connell or the number 12 seed Paul in the second round. This feels a lot less heavy than we just saw in that last section. So, but you got to watch out for Ruud. Surprisingly good on hard courts. Got to watch out for Tommy Paul. Made a semi-final here not too long ago. Got to watch out for FAA as well. But some of the unseeded players. Nishikori made a final in Hong Kong last week. And also Menchik. He could be a problem for Casper Ruud in the second round, but also be a problem for Tommy Paul in a fourth round. So watch out for Menchik. Big serve, big game on the fast courts. Could be dangerous. And the bottom part of the draw, you've got the number 14 seed Humbert taking on Giganti. Winner of that match will take on either Habib or Bu in the second round. Then we've got Walton taking on Alice. Winner of that will take on either Vatanen or the number 20 seed Feast in the second round. Then you got the 28 seed Baez taking on Kazo. Winner of that will take on either Fearnley or Nick Kyrgios, who is under an injury cloud, but maybe, if he's healthy enough, could do some damage. It could be interesting. He's there in that section. Then you got Martinez taking on Tadiri. Winner of that match will take on either the wildcard Pui or the number 2 seed Zverev. It's not easy for Zverev because there's a lot of Frenchmen in this section, by the way, and obviously Kyrgios, but I don't think it's the worst draw for Zverev. There are definitely worse parts of the draw. But you've got to watch out for Zverev in this section. You've obviously got to watch out for Humbert. Made the final of the Paris Indoors last year. Got to watch out for Kyrgios as well. If he's healthy, Kyrgios could do some damage just by using the crowd. Also got to watch out for Feast. Could be very dangerous as well in this section. And of course, this sections of the draw will take on the Alcaraz-Djokovic section of the draw in the semi-finals. So we could be getting Zverev versus Alcaraz in the semi-finals. We could be getting Zverev versus Djokovic in the semi-finals. We could be getting Zverev versus Draper in a semi-final. I think Draper can overcome all those guys. We could be getting Zverev taking on Lehechka if Lehechka comes good and does some real damage by getting through that crazy section. You don't think Zverev's going to make it? Maybe you want to go with Djokovic taking on Ruud. Maybe Djokovic versus Paul. You don't think Djokovic will make it. Maybe you think it's going to be Alcaraz versus Ruud. Or Alcaraz taking on Paul. What a crazy draw, especially that bottom third quarter of the draw. That is where it's at with the Djokovic-Alcaraz section. I mean, that is insane. The fact they're playing that early in the tournament, in the quarterfinal, is crazy. But that's not the only one. There's a lot of crazy fourth rounds potentially as well. But let me know down in the comments below. If you're watching this video later, does that change your opinion on who you think the favorite is? Of course, Jannik Sinner's draw has its tough opponents, but he should manage based on his recent 12 months form. Alcaraz and Djokovic, though, I mean, they were the second and third favorites. Do you promote Zverev into second favorite now after seeing the draw? Because he might look a little bit nicer now with his draw compared to the Djokovic-Alcaraz draw. But, man, what a crazy event it's going to be. The first Grand Slam of the year, Australian Open, starts on Sunday.